when we look at where our people came from, we start to realize that that's where our belief systems came from. So just like the enslaved Africans here, generations later, we're still passing it on. Same thing with everybody else. If it's happening to me, it's happening to someone else. And here in America, generally our American worldview is like a blend of British, German, Dutch. We got like British governmental ideas, German education, and Dutch religion. It's all kind of like mixed in there together. But because these ethnic groups are related at a larger racial level, there's belief systems that are going to be common across Western Europe or common across Western Africa. So we have to look at how we're connected.
Okay, powerful, but I'm thinking, so how do we then, you know, a lot of people watching this are Christians. How do you then define or articulate a Christian worldview?
Yeah, right. So when it comes to what we believe about God, let me, can I give like a little test to help people learn?
Please do. Please.
So when it comes to what we think about God, we get that from our ethnic worldview. So I want to give you an example. If I had two ancient groups of people, two ancient tribes, and one tribe told a story about creation that said that God created every human being by hand from the ground, shaped every single person by hand. And when that God had enough people to make a village, he breathed life into them and the whole village came to life. And after that, he lived with the people and they were all just there together. He protected the people and helped the people. So we have that group of people. Then we have another group of people who, when their God made them, he made a man and a woman. He made them out of trees that were different. And then they became the parents of the world. And when they were done creating those two people, the gods left, went to live way up in the sky somewhere. They watch the people, and each day they decide who lives and who dies in battle. And that's their relationship. Which one of those groups of people is most likely to believe in law and order? A God who is a God of rules and law and order.
We cannot take a poll right now. So
no, I'm asking you what you think.
Tell it. A or B? Oh, yeah. I've done this. You can tell us.
Okay. So the God who, in the culture where the God sits high and watches what everyone does and decides who lives and who dies, you're going to have a relationship with authority that's distant, that's far. You also have a group where when they made two individuals and that was it, they're going to be more focused on the individual, right? So now I have two value systems from that. One that says that authority is high and looks low and determines life and death. And there's that which would be, I need to respect this authority a lot, right? Yeah. And the individual matters. But in the other group where the God made a whole bunch of people and then created a community, never mentions gender, and then lives with the people to protect them and provide for them, that group is likely to have a very relational view of authority. We're here together, we're relating with one another, and the authority is protective versus punitive. And they're more likely to value the group over the individual. Well, these two groups that I'm talking about are actually the forerunners of West African peoples and Western European peoples. Those are the stories that they tell among the Yoruba and among the Norse. So if people have ever heard of either of those groups, those are the forerunners of these two groups. Now, how can we have these two groups telling these ancient stories and you can totally hear those value systems in 2020? Individualistic, high authority, group-oriented, relational authority. That is those are two sets of beliefs that are very different between white Americans and Black Americans. I know people are, I can see the hearts flying on the screen, so people are clearly getting that, right? And so these beliefs about who God is and how God relates to people and how authority happens and how we relate as individuals and groups have passed down all of this way, and it has shaped the way that we worship, but it has also shaped the way that we set up our societies.
Actually,